Welcome, everyone, to our regularly scheduled June 12th school board meeting. Before we begin the work of the district, let us stand for a moment of silence, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Superintendent.
Good evening. Just a few changes and additions. The agenda was revised June 6, 2023, with the acting chairman's permission to add item 4.01 and additions to item 3.01.
Board members, any other changes? Nope. Okay. Minutes?
I recommend approval of the minutes from the school board workshop, May 18th, 2023, executive session for collective bargaining, May 18th, 2023, the regular school board meeting, May 22, 2023, and school board workshop, May 30th, 2023.
You've heard the superintendent's recommendation.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
3-0. Superintendent.
All right. Under representation, we have Ms. Amy Cockcroft coming forward with a special proclamation tonight.
Good evening. I am happy to be here tonight to read this proclamation. I do want to point out that this was also read at Claremont Elementary at their June 1st closing ceremony. Proclamation of the School Board of Lake County, Claremont Elementary School Day in the District, June 1st, 2023. Whereas Claremont Elementary School once occupied the site where Cypress Ridge Elementary now stands, and whereas Lincoln Park School operated at the site of the current Claremont Elementary School, serving African American students when racial segregation was enforced by law, and whereas with racial integration, Lincoln Park School closed in 1970, and the high school students moved to Claremont High School, leaving the Lincoln Park building to become the home of Claremont Middle School, while Claremont Elementary continued to operate on the Cypress Ridge campus. And whereas in 1992, South Lake High School was built to combine Claremont High School and Groveland High School, Claremont Middle School moved into the old Claremont High School building, now the Aurelia Cole Academy site, and Claremont Elementary School moved into the Lincoln Park building where it has operated since that time. And whereas Claremont Elementary School and the dedicated educators and support staff who have worked at the school in its various locations have faithfully served generations of students. And whereas students and staff carry many fond memories of the time spent at Claremont Elementary. And whereas the site is slated for renovation to make room for the Lincoln Park Education Center, where students will be offered opportunities to earn dual enrollment credits and industry certifications in a joint endeavor between the Lake County Schools, Lake Technical College, and Lake Sumter State College in partnership with the Lincoln Park South Lake Alliance. And whereas the Lake County School District wants to memorialize the historical importance of Claremont Elementary School. Now therefore be it resolved that the School Board of Lake County hereby proclaims June 1st, 2023 as Claremont Elementary School Day in the Lake County School District and calls upon school administrators, teachers, students, and citizens of Lake County to celebrate its history and impact on our community. In testimony whereof, the School Board of Lake County, Florida has hereunto subscribed their names and have caused the official seal of the Lake County School Board to be hereunto affixed on the first day of June 2023. A copy of this proclamation is hereby placed in the archived record of this board.
Thank you very much. Superintendent.
I recommend approval of the proclamation.
You've heard the superintendent.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
No.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No. 3-0. Okay. We have public input. We have one card. Kathy?
I'll be quick. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I just have a couple items. I wanted to say thank you to the board. We had a wonderful trip. Not so wonderful coming home, it sounds like, for a couple of them, but we had a wonderful trip with collaboration with our community schools and hope to continue and work more with the board, and we'll have our first community school, hopefully. And the other item, I went to the leadership today. I was able to go, and Elizabeth's going to go tomorrow. And we had some wonderful collaborative groups and learned a lot today.
Thank you, Kathy. Thank you for all you're doing. Okay, education report, Carmen.
Good evening, Chairman, Board, Superintendent. We ended up with 1,018 teacher visits to our Applemart stores, and we ended up distributing $157,000 worth of school supplies to those teachers. We were able to host the closing ceremony at Claremont Elementary that Amy just referenced, and I believe there were about 60 in attendance. We are also going to be hosting a luncheon for our new teachers at Launch into Lake on July 25th. On July 31st, we're going to be unveiling the Addition Financial Renovate to Educate classroom, which is at Gray Middle. We have allocated $20,000 to purchase 2,000 backpacks and grade-appropriate supplies for K-5, and we'll be stuffing those backpacks in a very hot warehouse on July 13th. Red for Ed, which is our community supply drive, kicks off July 1st and runs through the 31st. And the weigh-in, which has historically been done at Tavares Wooten Park, will be moved to the Venetian Center, and that's on August the 3rd from 4:30 to 6 o'clock. Shred for Ed, which is sponsored by Collier Hackler Financial, is going to be held on July 22nd. The public can come get their documents shredded for free in exchange for school supply donation. I mentioned last month that we had been funded $53,000 to do planning for a resiliency grant. It's $21 million that's coming down from DOE. And we are moving quickly in that planning process. But this past week, I found out that we can apply for a second resiliency grant for up to $500,000. And so we uncovered a great project at Lake Hills at the direction of the superintendent for a structured classroom. They have 11 classrooms there, but there are 90 other classrooms that we want to look at putting this process into. So those dollars would allow us to completely do that. So we were very excited about that. Stepping Out, which is July 28th and 29th, only has a few seats left for Friday, July 28th. And we do have our Take Stock in Children's Spelling Bee scheduled for September the 21st. On the 28th of June, we'll be changing the guard in our executive committee on the foundation board, and Lori Baker will be installed as our president for 23 through 25. As part of being named Lake County Teacher of the Year, Jessica Noblin from Leesburg Elementary was gifted a classroom makeover by Ernie Morse Enterprises. And wanting to capture the transformation as part of a video case study and community outreach and support for our schools, Ernie Morse retained Red Apples Media to coordinate all the parties and to capture the significant steps of the 6-week project. Ernie Morse reps, along with their furniture partners at Moorco, met with Noblin and Principal Jordan and put together a plan, presented the plan, and all the while, Noble's classroom was cleared out, the custodians stripped the floors, the district put in new carpet, and Amanda Kelly of Kelly Painting Services donated the repainting of the room. And then the new room was installed. The takeaway is an incredible example of community partners coming together, working tirelessly, creatively, and generously to support our school district. We're incredibly grateful to Tim and Ron Morris of Ernie Morse Enterprises for spearheading the project and to Red Apples Media for coordinating and capturing it. The project was worth in excess of $30,000. A 10-minute video was produced by Red Apple Media, and you can see it on their YouTube channel, and it's also being widely circulated on social media, but we have a little teaser tonight of what you could see in the 10-minute video. Thomas, please.
The 2024 Teacher of the Year for Lake County is Jessica Noblin.
When I found out that I was named Lake County's Teacher of the Year by the Educational Foundation, it just seems so surreal, and it's just been a dream come true.
Ernie Morris Enterprises is one of the largest office and school furniture companies in the Southeast, and we are going to design her classroom for her teaching method.
Having Ernie Morris put together all of this for a classroom on our campus means everything.
Morco is a leading manufacturer of educational furniture. I've been working with Ernie Morris for several years now, and so when they called me and said, hey, would you be willing to support the Teacher of the Year in Lake County? I said, sure.
We took all of your ideas and went to our design team, and we came up with what we think is a great package for you guys. Kelly Painting is going to be painting your classroom for you.
My God.
You know, when a color comes in and the kids come in and they, wow, we have a brand new classroom, it makes for just a really good vibe for the kids to be able to be smarter.
So our team has arrived this morning, and we have all of the product for the classroom makeover, and they're currently installing all the furniture.
This is the first for all of us?
Yes.
Please enter your new room.
Oh my goodness.
That's not right.
As I said, a teaser to the 10-minute video. So we do appreciate Ernie Morse. Are there any questions?
Not at all.
We'll
Great
be
work.
watching the video.
Thank you. Thank you,
Yes,
Thomas.
Thank you. I was just about to say that was like the best version of like, remember the home improvement movies that you used to watch, and it took an hour for them to do the reveal and drive the truck away? I'm like, this is like 90 seconds and we're going to see it. That was awesome. I'm excited.
Okay, Mr. Myers?
Yes, sir. I had the chance to go to the Florida School Board Attorneys Association Spring Conference last Friday and Saturday up in St. Augustine, and we spent the bulk of our time going over the legislative update, which there was a lot coming out this year. But House Bill 379 is the one that deals with social media and the use of the classroom, cell phones in the classroom. It dovetails into that social media litigation I brought up last meeting. We also had a Q&A while we were there, and what we learned is that so there's two different tracks going on right now. There's a multi-district litigation and a joint judicial council coordinated proceedings, dual track being filed in California. One's in federal court and one is in state court. And what we learned is, after some of the questions and answers, was that the state court version has a lower threshold for liability and has more lenient discovery rules that would favor us. So if you all decide that you want to pursue this, I'm going to recommend we pursue some state court action, partner one of the larger mass tort firms that are bringing these lawsuits. But the premise of the entire lawsuit, no matter where you file it, is that these social media companies have intentionally manipulated their algorithms to make kids stay on these platforms, get them addicted, and cause a lot of these discipline issues that we're seeing in schools, and also causing some of the mental health issues that we're having to deal with as well. The risk to the district, my understanding is they will only choose a handful of what they call bellwether plaintiffs, and those will have to go through the entire discovery process. So everything from production of documents to deposition, so on and so forth. The vast majority of those that participate will have to fill out maybe a 44-question questionnaire, and that's it. So there's very little risk unless you happen to be one of the bellwether cases that get selected. But the consensus of the attorneys that were there was that Florida's legislature has already said, hey, this is an issue, otherwise we wouldn't have House Bill 379. And also, we've got the Surgeon General's also come out with a warning, also saying that this is an issue, this is something that needs to be addressed. So I'm just looking for direction to further investigate, to find out what firms, if you all want to go down that road, we can partner with to pursue one of the state court actions out in California.
What are they looking for as a consequence if we were to win?
What they're looking for is not only injunctive relief, so to get them to stop doing what they're doing, but also damages in the form of how much have we had to spend in terms of mental health services, how much have we had to spend dealing with discipline issues, how much time have we had to invest, those types of things.
What would prevent them from continuing to do it?
court injunction would prevent.
And that would be
Right.
during school.
What do you mean?
That would be prevention of the use of social media during school hours.
That would, if the lawsuits prevail, the injunction would prevent them from continuing to use the algorithms that they're using. So they would have to change their business model
Got it.
completely.
Okay.
And either stop doing what they're doing or change how they're doing what they're doing.
Okay. I'm in favor of that as a mama with 3 babies.
So, all right. I will get more information and come back again.
Great.
One more thing as a reminder, superintendent's evaluation forms
You will not have mine by June 16th.
due June 16th or as soon as you can get it
Yeah, I read that email.
to me.
Okay,
Will be perfect.
great.
All right.
Okay, Superintendent?
All right, we're on the consent agenda, and I recommend approval of consent agenda items 8.01 to 10.10.
You've heard.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? 3-0.
All right, we're on discussion, and I'll turn it over to Mr. Myers.
All right, we are now having a public hearing for tentative approval of the 2023-24 Code of Student Conduct and Policy Guide. Is anyone in the audience who would like to come forward to speak this item? Please come forward now. And seeing none, I feel it appropriate to close the public hearing.
I recommend tentative approval of the 2023-2024 Code of Student Conduct and Policy Guide.
You've heard the superintendent's recommendation.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? 3-0.
All right, up next is a public hearing for tentative approval of the 2023-24 Student Progression Plan. Again, if there's anyone in the public who'd like to come forward, please do so now to speak to this item. And seeing none, I feel it appropriate to close the public hearing.
Superintendent?
I recommend tentative approval of the 2023-2024 Student Progression Plan.
You've heard the superintendent's recommendation.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
No.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? 3-0. Superintendent's report.
There were no letters of condolence sent, and I just want to thank our Education Foundation, again, for a fabulous report and all of that they're doing for our students in our schools and our teachers. I also want to thank Tim Morris and Ernie Morris Enterprises, along with Red Apple Media and Amanda Kelly, and all of the great partners who made that classroom renovation a reality for the students. And so, thank you.
Board member comments?
Briefly, had the opportunity to attend the Florida School Boards Association Annual Conference Thursday and Friday in Tampa. Met a lot of good folks from across the state, but the more of these things that I go to, the more I realize how lucky we are in Lake County to have the leadership we've got from the superintendent, from our senior staff, from our teachers, staff, everybody down the line. We're in such good shape in comparison to so many other districts. The infighting that's happening in other places, the firing of superintendents, you name it, they're facing it, and we've been lucky on a lot of that stuff so far. One thing that stuck out to me, I said it 10 times the other day, superintendent shared this stat with me from what she heard, but 61 out of 67 superintendents in the state of Florida have been on the job 3 years or less. And Superintendent Cornegie is the second longest tenured appointed superintendent in Florida at 6.5 years. So I'm glad, kudos to you guys. I wasn't here at that point, but you guys definitely got that one right. Diane, thank you for what you're doing. You make it very easy to sit up here and keep moving us in the right direction. And lastly, happy birthday to our acting chairman, Mr. Mathias. That's all I've got.
Thank you. That was very profound.
It was.
Mrs. Luke?
I just want to say thank you again to the Education Foundation and the partners that helped establish that. It's really exciting. I will be watching tonight. And happy birthday.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And I have nothing to add, so I will adjourn the meeting.